Hello, everybody. Hello. Come on in. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I'm excited to be with you guys here today. And we have lovely Nikki from Bubble Babez, the sun. I cannot get it out of my face, but that's okay. Hey, Daniel. Hey, Daryl. Let me get this going. All right. What was I going to do? I was going to tell you guys something and just slipped my mind. But anywho, I really like this because the other day I went on Instagram and I was talking about starting your business. And if you even really want to start a business and if it's for you and if it's okay if it's not. But then on top of that, I've been completely guilty of it lately. And I'm going to share that story today of how I basically have been procrastinating big time on something particular, something that I've been talking about for a very long time, but I'm just now like actually getting stuff going with that. So I'm gonna share that with you guys as well. And I'm waiting for Nikki to come on in so we can go ahead and get started. Because if not, then we have to do without Nikki. Come on, Nikki, where you at? I actually sent her the wrong link the first time, so my apologies. Daryl, Daniel, did you guys get anything accomplished this weekend? Did you guys start reading the book? How about that? Did you guys start reading the book yet? Because that's I am about halfway through the book. So let's see. The sun is going to drive me bonkers. Let's see if I can switch that way. Listening to it? Yeah, I'm listening to it too. Remember, I don't read. I don't read at all. That's a little better. Yeah, that's a little better. What do you think about it so far, Daniel? I'm going to give it about 2 more minutes and then I'm going to get started and let Nikki jump in. I started listening and you start over. I have been purging at the house. Yesterday was your birthday. Happy belated birthday, Daryl. Yay. I hope you did something fun other than clean. Sometimes, I mean, maybe it was relaxing for you. Let me know, because sometimes I'll get in my moods where cleaning actually relaxes me. So we're going to leave it at that. All right. So while I'm waiting for Nikki to come in, I'm just going to go ahead and get started because, and I think I'm going to get started with a story. Actually, I think this will be a good thing to start. Not too bad. A few points I'm not 100% agree with, but yep, exactly. I hope you are in agreement with 100% of any book because, we can't agree with everything, but it's okay. Majority of it is really good. Brunch and play pool all day. I like that. That's perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, I'm going to get started with the story. And so some of you may already know this is that I'm coming out with these vessels. And I particularly in my YouTube, the upload video, I stated that I wanted to come out with the vessels last year. Well, I never came out with them last year. I did the research. I got the products. I found my suppliers, all of that. But sadly enough, I just kept procrastinating. I kept putting it off, making excuses. Every excuse I can think of in the book. Oh, I'm too busy. I'm too this. I'm too that. It's not really that difficult. Come the end of the year, I finally got my samples. And it's not because it took a long time to get the samples. It's because I took a long time to put in for the samples. Finally get the samples. I share them with you guys online. This was in December. And to be 100% honest with you guys, I probably could have launched them right then and there, but I didn't. And here was why. Out of all the things that I've done with Blk Sunflower, I think this is the scariest thing for me. And it's scary in the sense that when I'm selling candles, if I have if the candle's not in stock, somebody may be a little bit upset or like disappointed, not even upset because that's the candle that they wanted, but they just didn't get. If I my events, I don't know, my events always just make people smile. I don't know how to explain that. But with these vessels right here, I take helping people with their businesses extremely serious. And the moment I launch these vessels, there's no going back. There's no going back because I am establishing a part of somebody's brand. And I don't take that lightly. I am helping them create something. It may, for some people, it may be just a seasonal thing, and they may go with this with the full line. And I remember when we had a supply shortage and we couldn't find vessels, we couldn't find wicks. It was hard to find wax at some points in time, and how nerve-wracking that was for me. And it wasn't the company's fault because it was a supply chain issue. But the customers and the complaints and people just didn't seem to understand, like, these businesses aren't purposely withholding inventory. They don't have it. They can't get it. And so the fact that when a moment I put these vessels up for sale and I start releasing them out there, I have to keep going. And I have no problem with keep continuing on. It's just I keep procrastinating because, like I said, I take it very seriously and to heart that somebody's business is going to be reliant on these. And so part of my sabotage myself, do I believe myself? Yes, I really believe myself. I know I do it. But I think it's the responsibility that's harboring on me. And I guess that translates very directly into if you're currently working your 9-to-5 job, and in that 9-to-5 job, hey Nikki, I'll get you in here. And in that 9-to-5 job, you are like, you're comfortable. And so you're sabotaging yourself by not allowing yourself to step out of that comfort zone. And I mentioned before, it is okay to not have or to not want to be an entrepreneur and just keep your 9-to-5. I'm going to digress for just a second because it looks like Nikki is here and ready to join us. And I want to introduce her. Anybody who just heard that story about the vessels, does that surprise you that I'm actually scared? Because a lot of people feel that, oh, Jasmine's not scared of anything. I am terrified of launching these vessels. Terrified. So I'm going to bring Nikki in here. All right. Hey, Nikki, long time no see.
I know.
It's been a while.
Super long. We need to do this more often.
I know. And I want to introduce you. I know I put the right link on the thing, but on my link tree. I know I put the right link on my link tree. I wonder where everyone's at, but that's okay.
Is this on your YouTube or is this in your group?
It's in my YouTube.
Okay, because I told everybody Blk Sunflower. But it's Blk Sunflower Academy a separate YouTube?
No.
Okay.
It's okay. We'll go. We'll put the replay. We'll
have some gems. You said 3:30.
3:30?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
That's why I'm like, oh, you want me to jump on now? Okay.
Well, where did I put 12 at? Did I put 12 on the thing on the Instagram? Because I have 8 people in here now. I don't know. I put 2 different times in 2 separate places.
Probably just because you're live.
It told, because on StreamYard, it told me, I was like, you ready to go live? So on this StreamYard, I put 12. Silly goose. See, and then on, oh, Jasmine, you be making.
Do you see the 3:30?
Yeah. So maybe we should hold off or wait so more people could come in. Daryl and Daniel and whoever else is in here. My bad. I messed up. So if you got
some good information before everybody got here.
They did. They sure did. They got my whole sob story. I was telling them about these vessels, how I could have launched them like a month and a half ago, and I'm just scared. I'm scared because once I launch them, people are going to be dependent on me to continue. Like the people are going to be dependent on me.
Not if you say this is not, you're not going to be doing this as often. This is just maybe a one-time thing, two-off thing.
Oh no, this is I'm planning on being a supplier. Like I'm jumping headfirst all the
Ah,
way in. That's where the fear is. This isn't just just one time. No, I'm jumping
well, you got
headfirst.
them. You might as well go ahead and go for it. You already got them.
Oh yeah, no, I have the website in the back. Actually, if you go on the website right now, they're posted. They just don't have the price on them, and they don't have all the description, but they're there. I'm like slowly each day I'm adding something else to the website, and it's
But you
there.
better hurry up before somebody get on it with you.
I know. I'm getting there. You're right. See, look, she just whipped me back into shape. Whipped me back into shape. So everyone who's here, I completely apologize. I had the times wrong on the Instagram, and I know on the Instagram, boy, I sound old.
Old, old
On the Instagram.
on the
Wow.
Instagram.
So I'm gonna step off real quick, you guys, and then we're gonna go ahead and give it a little bit because we'll have more people in here because we definitely have way more than this. So I apologize. I apologize. We'll be right back. Hey, you guys. Sorry about that. I obviously had my times mixed up, and I want to make sure that everyone got in here. Oops, sorry, I have the other thing going. There we go. So there we go. We're all in the house. Welcome back. Daryl and Daniel waited on me. I'm not sure who else waited, but I know you guys were in here. I could see that. Hey, Tommy, I'm going to definitely get to your question. I'm going to actually start so that I don't miss it. I saw you right as I was leaving Instagram. Hey, Trish is in the building from New York. Who else do we have in the house? I know who else we have. We have Nikki from Bubble Babez University. First, let me introduce Hyam, and then I'm going to bring her back in. For those of you who don't know, I'm Jazz. I'm founder and CEO of Blk Sunflower, which has turned into more than just a candle company, where we find ways through events, through our business academy, to help inspire people to grow, to be innovative, and just become better versions of themselves overall. It's hard for me to encapsulate what Blk Sunflower is to just one little thing, but we're in the business of making people feel better about themselves, making people become better versions of themselves. And with that being said, I'm going to introduce another wonderful lady in this wonderful community of candle people. Candle people, we'll keep it like that. You candle people. Nikki from Bubble Babez University, who is, when it comes to making anything candle related, I mean, the creativity on this woman blows my mind. Actually, I take it back. I would like to be like her, but it's the patience and the love and care that she puts into the stuff, because it's very intricate, a lot of the stuff she makes. And I'm like, yeah, no, these crumbles are going to have to go in the trash. I ain't doing it. So without further ado, here is Nikki.
Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? Oh, wait. There I go.
There you go.
Cut off my whole head. How's everybody doing? My name is Nikki. I'm from Bubble Babez University. It's a safe space for product makers to learn and grow their business, to overcome limiting beliefs, step outside of fear, and move in their business with confidence. So that's who I am, and I'm happy to be here with you, Jazz.
I'm happy to be here with you too. It's been a long time. I know y'all talk mess about me, like you hard to get a hold of. I'm sorry, but I love y'all.
Well, let me tell you something. I already told, if y'all seen us on before, you already know. I tell you, don't text her, because you ain't getting a message back. You'll get it back 2 weeks from there.
And I act like nothing happened. Like, oh, hey.
Answering the question like, what are you talking about?
Right. Awesome. I'm going to say hi. We have Ebony in the building. Nikki's in the building. We have, who else? We got Lois. Hey, Lois. Nice to see you. Long time no see. So today, and this was actually your idea. You had a different name for it, but I was like, okay, I'm going to have to switch the name around a little bit. But Daryl said you sure don't. God damn. I'm working on it. But we're talking about just sabotaging yourself in your business. And part of that is the procrastination in getting stuff done and waiting forever, because of a lot of times it's fear. A lot of times it's over intaking of information. What do they call that? Procrastination by
paralysis. Is it paralysis by, wait,
overconsumption? I don't know. We're making it up now.
I know. So we can make up our own thing. We made it up.
Right? Exactly. And so basically just like, yo, I'm too busy learning. I'm studying. I'm taking in information, and you never create anything. Like if that's you, this is all for you. So Nikki, can you tell me, first of all, given what you do, what is something that you normally see that is stopping people from moving forward? What's the biggest thing that you see is stopping people from moving forward within their business?
I think the biggest thing that's stopping people in their business is the fear of what other people are going to think about their thing. So they won't put it out because they don't want people to criticize it. But if you don't put it out, you also can't get the rewards from it. So it's a lot of the times what they have going on in their head about what somebody's going to say.
Right. And so given how intricate, like, because everything that you put out is super, super creative, extremely creative. And with the world of social media and taking all of this stuff. So let's say I'm just starting off and I see your stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I can never be like her. And that stops me. What would you recommend to people when they're seeing other people's work and they're comparing it and then having that paralysis? What are some recommendations you would give people?
That's a good question. I would say don't start where I am, because if I'm there, there had to be some steps before I got there. Everybody is starting from somewhere, right? And in order for me to have gotten there, I had to learn some things. But you don't know what I've learned. You don't know how I've learned it. So nothing is separating us except for the fact that I took the chance on trying to do it and you haven't yet jumped into it. So if you don't jump into it, you're never going to get it. So if you stop yourself and say, I can never do that, and you don't even try, of course, you're never going to do it because you didn't even try to get there. So you have to learn. Everything is a learning process. I say this mostly every morning, like everything is learnable. You can learn anything. If I have talent, talent is one thing, but you can learn. You can beat somebody with their talent any day if you put more work in it than they are. You can improve and be better than that person who is talented because you are putting the work in. Everything is learnable.
That's a true point. Perfect example. A lot of people don't realize I may have burned a total of 10 candles my entire lifetime before I started Blk Sunflower. In everyone's mind, you must have just loved candles. I still don't even burn that many candles, honestly. Right. It was more of I am a businesswoman and I saw an opportunity and I put all my other knowledge into the skill of candle making. That's why I say I'm a businesswoman with a candle company. I don't even really like to call myself a chandler because, as I always joke with people, I was like, I don't want to teach nobody how to make no candles. Like, that's not my alley. Like, I can do
I know how to make my thing.
Yeah. And so people will come to me as the candle expert. Well, what about this wax and this temperature and this? I'm like, you guys, I literally found the wax that worked for me. I found the fragrance and the wicks that worked for me, and I stuck with it and I made it. But what I did is I perfected what I decided on. I chose something, I decided on it. And let's talk about that in the candle world. Let's be honest, Nikki. There's not too much difference between all these waxes, is there?
So they say, right? Mm-hmm. To me, it's all about a personal preference. The only thing that's going to matter is whatever that preference is for you, right? So if you care about because I've seen a lot of people saying vegan, and I'm like, why would you say vegan candles? Isn't all candle? And then I'm like, oh, beeswax. But I'm like, does it really matter if it's vegan? You're not eating it and it's not going on your body. It's going in the air, right? And so if you're already putting synthetic fragrance into the wax, why do you care about? I'm not gonna say why do you care, because then that sounds wrong. Yeah. But the type of wax, right, because you're already putting a synthetic fragrance in there. Right. And so it's definitely a personal preference on what people would like to use. And that's all I can say about that. It's a personal preference about what you want. Like, what's your story going to be about? And then that's when the candle story comes into play. That's when the vegan thing comes to play. That is when the coconut, apricot, and all these other different waxes and things like that come into play, because it's a personal preference.
Right. And one thing, so I like to give this example, especially right now. If I was going to start a candle company right now, I would not be searching through all these waxes. I would find the most affordable wax I could find.
Yes.
I don't care what it is. I would find the most affordable wax I could find. And of course, based upon the reviews, you don't want to buy the least expensive one that has horrible reviews. Find something that's pretty reasonable priced, and I would make that work. Not necessarily based upon, I need an apricot, I need a coconut, I needed this, I needed that. I would base upon the economy and what's going on, because I know the price of my wax has gone up more than 100% since I started. And I'm looking back like, do I even want to do this anymore in that realm? Because when I started, it wasn't that. But I guess even just trying to pick out your wax, picking out your fragrance, picking out your vessels, I think sometimes we make too big of a deal because there are so many options. It's like going to the Cheesecake Factory and looking at that menu, and you're there forever, and it takes you 30 minutes to order because there's too many options.
Because you're looking through 30 pages.
Yes. How about we know that I want seafood. So I know for a fact I want seafood. Let me just flip through the seafood page and pick something out of the seafood. But instead we're like, oh, I want seafood, but they said they're going to order this. Ooh, what's that? And they said, everyone's telling you what's better, what works better. It may work better for them, but just because it works better for them doesn't mean what you're using right now won't work great for you. And so I feel in the candle community, anybody that's listening right now who is stuck on how and what candles you should use, pick out whatever you have in front of you and make that work. Like, what are your opinions on that, Nikki?
I agree. I agree, because if you have too many options, it's the same thing with everybody, right? You have too many options, you have no choice. Most people won't make a choice because it's too many things. Now you got to test all these different things. You have to put your money in all these different buckets, and then you have to figure out, now you got to test the wax, the vessel, and the wick together, and then you got to do another, and then you got to keep on trying and keep on trying. That's going to cost you a lot of money.
It's going to cost you a whole lot of money. And a lot of times people go into it because they see everyone's selling candles, but they don't talk about the backside of, no, it's expensive to start if you take all that information and you listen to everything else that's going on around you. I think one of my suggestions I tell people, once you kind of figure out what you want to do in your lane, like, stop taking in the information, stop going in these groups, stop going on YouTube. I know it's counterproductive because I'm sitting here right now on YouTube talking about it.
But you do more business stuff.
That's true. That's true. But even on that side, people are like, oh, I just need to learn how to start my business one more time. How many start my businesses YouTubes are you gonna watch?
How many times?
How many times? Because listen here, if you listening to it and it's like your 10th time and you haven't implemented anything on that list, I don't think you really want to start it.
Then you are the problem.
Right, you are the problem. Like I said, we are normally the problems within moving forward within our businesses. Yeah. Can you share a time that you yourself were the saboteur of your business?
Well, we do it all the time. We do it all the time. We just had a prime example when we were talking about your vessels.
I'm gonna tell it again because I think a lot of these people didn't hear it. But yes, go ahead.
Yes. Just the self-talk that you have, and again, you're worried about what people are going to say, but it's like, okay, well, I need the people because I need them to buy, but then I'm worried about if they don't like it, but where do I go? What do I do? And so we do that all the time. Or, for me, myself, I am a procrastinator. When I know that I should put something out, let me tell you something, how many ideas that I had that I did not execute quickly on, that other people came out with and thrived off of. And I'm like, I had that idea. Like, why didn't I do anything with it? I just let it go. You know what I mean? And so I would say procrastination is like one of the main things that sabotages me at times.
Yeah, I would. Right, she's talking about just once more when I talked about watching the starting your business video. So I told the story earlier when I thought the live started at 12, but I digress, right? Life be hard, okay? Life be hard. But the vessels that I have, you can't really see them now because of the sun. But I told myself back when I did my upflip video, a year and a half ago, that I was going to launch them last year in 2022. Now, I procrastinated all of 2022 from what vessels do I want? Oh, it's so hard to pick. No, Jasmine, you already knew what you wanted. You're just procrastinating. Well, I don't know what colors I want. Jasmine, you know what colors you want. You're just procrastinating. Okay, well, I have to put in the order. I have to spend money. Jasmine, it's going to cost you no money to get your samples. Get your samples. I finally got the samples. I unboxed them like a month ago. And to be honest, I could have launched it that very next day, but I didn't. Why? Because I am terrified. And people are like, well, why? They're just vessels. Like, what are you terrified of? It's no big deal. Well, to me, I take putting people's businesses into like the palm of my hand very seriously. If I was to stop selling these vessels and somebody makes their brand out of them or something, not even I stop selling, if something was to happen, I'm going to feel some sort of way. Even with just the way I operate. Blk Sunflower, it's just the way I am. I find something. Okay, getting ahead of myself because I'm so excited. You guys know I have events by Blk Sunflower. I have Blk Sunflower Academy. I have the candles. I actually sell plants on the end. I do so much. I do so much because I like to do different things. And I'm going to be 100% transparent. It scares me that I'm going to do that and I'm going to want to do something different and I'm stuck. And I don't like that feeling. But I'm still selling these candles. Everything that I started with, I'm doing, except for if it didn't work. If I'm putting money into something and it didn't work, then I'm no longer doing it. But I know these are going to work. But yet here I am. If you go to my website right now, the candles are up on the website. Not all the information. I'm like slowly like inching my way to it, like slowly ripping off the Band-Aid. But I know I'm going to do it. But I'm terrified because but what do I have to be terrified of, Jazz? Really? What is there? And I could tell myself that, but it's still something like back here and in here, just like, no, Jasmine, don't do it. Wait.
That's that self-talk. Cut it out, shut it off, and let it go.
Right.
Let it go, let it flow.
Because I mean, it's going to work. I believe in myself. And that's another thing. I don't think a lot of people truly believe in the gifts that they have.
Right.
Especially once again with social media, we see that everybody has a better gift. And saying, oh, how can I compare to that person? It don't matter about that person. Don't matter. Pretend that person doesn't exist. What are your dreams? What's your idea of success? What makes you like move? So somebody asked earlier about, where was it? It was Tommy. She said how to get over that fear hump. So like me, I just talked about, I know it's self-talk. I know it's just all gibberish going on in my head. You just have to do it. Like there's literally no other way to get over the fear hump than just to do whatever is you're scared of. I don't remember the name of the therapy, but there's some form of therapy where you do things that make you uncomfortable. So there was this video of this girl laying down in the middle of the sidewalk in New York on a yoga mat, and somebody stopped, like, hey, what are you doing? She was like, oh, it's a form of therapy where you do something that really terrifies you enough that you eventually, that feeling doesn't feel as uncomfortable for you. Like, that's the same with business. That's the same with, how should I say, with anything that you're trying to accomplish that you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to. What are your opinions on that? Do you feel there's any other way to get over the fear?
No, I think the fear, you just need to do it, because a lot of the times what we think fear is never really happens, right? So we're scared about something. We're fearful about the outcome of something. It may not even happen, right? So if you don't even know if it's going to happen, then what really are you scared of? You're kind of like hyping yourself up to be scared of a situation that you don't even know if it'll happen. So what if they don't like your product? Then they don't like it, then what could happen, right? But what if they love it and you never put it out and you'll never know it? So you have to kind of like, when fear starts arising, you kind of got to be like, well, I just got to do it. Just like you said, I just got to jump. I just got to do it. I got to rip the Band-Aid off, because if I'm not going to do that, then I will never know, because I'm gonna always let fear stop me. And I say this too, for what I know, we have one life, right? So if you're not going to do the things that you want to do here in this lifetime, then I'm not going to say what's the purpose of living, but you might as well go ahead and go for every single thing that you want. You might as well, because like I said, if you only get this time, you don't want to be sick or old and you sitting there and you like, I should have done this. I should have did this for my legacy. I should have started this business. I knew I should have did this. And you see all these people passing you by, but you letting fear stop you. Now, and when I say this and I say it out loud, it should sound real funny to you. Like, I'm letting all these people passing me by and I'm allowing fear of something that I don't even know, the fear of the unknown. I don't even know what's going to happen, to stop me and cripple me and hold me stuck in a place, because I don't know if something is going to happen. Meanwhile, life is passing me by. Saying that out loud sounds crazy.
Yep. Well, on the same token, you're letting people, this is the over consumption of information. I tell it to my son, you're sitting watching these people build video games on YouTube, play with these toys. You have whenever I watch Netflix or a movie, I am not able to just sit down and watch something and not be doing something else, because I refuse to watch other people live out their lives, their dreams, while I'm sitting here watching you. I'm consuming
Watching
you
them do it.
live out your dreams, and I'm doing absolutely nothing to move forward to what I need to accomplish. And that right there, when you get stuck in the social media swipe, any of those scrolls, you're literally watching. And the thing is, they're telling you, I'm living my dream. I'm doing this and that. I'm doing this. I bought, and you're watching them, just letting your life pass you by. And like you said, I refuse to live be on my deathbed or let's say on my way out the door, and I did not live up, or I didn't try everything that I wanted to within this lifetime. 2 of my life goals, it sounds really weird. 1, I wanted to be a sniper in the Army, but I also wanted to be a pilot. The sniper's out the door, but I could still be a pilot. I was like, the sniper's out the door, because I had me sitting still for all that time. Nah, that ain't happening. It's just not here. But I want to be a pilot. So I told myself, before I turn in the next 6 years.
See how she gave herself that cushion?
Yeah. In the next 6 years, I'm going to start training to be a pilot. Why? Because I refuse to get to a certain point in my life where it's like, man, I sure wish I would have gave that a try. And then it's the wishes. It's the wishes.
But what's stopping you from doing it right now?
Making sure I give in and be able to fund that lifestyle, because once I get that license, I'm going to be up in the air. I'm like, oh, you want to go to Aruba? Let's go, guys. Hop on the plane. We're renting a plane. So right now I'm preparing for the lifestyle that I want to live when I can find that plane.
Okay. And how much are the pilot lessons?
The pilot lessons, they start off like, the school's like 25, I think, last time I checked. So I'm ready for it. I'm like, let's go. And plus, I know I wouldn't be able to focus right now. I would not be able to give it all the time and energy. I want to be at a point where I can just focus on the school, because that's a plane. I'm up in the air and that thing's heavy. I need to make sure I
Josh
all the notes.
Doing it, girl. He's flying his own stuff.
Right. Well, I am getting my boat license this summer. So
nice.
That I am. I'm fly all of them. But
that's right.
It's one of those why them and not me. You have to look at it, why them and not me. And a lot of times the reason that people are in different places or leading the life that you want to lead is because they're doing the work. Yes. You can't complain if you're not doing the work. You can't complain if you're sitting back on fear. You can't complain if you have notebooks and notebooks full of notes, but you have not utilized not a nan note in that book.
Not even looked at it.
Were you writing them for fun? And I hope somebody in here feels attacked, because it's not just me talking to you guys. A lot of times when I say these things out loud, or when we say these out loud, we're reminding ourselves.
Hello.
Reminding ourselves of these things. Nikki, what do you think, other than just doing it, what other things can you recommend for people to help them move forward in their business?
I think good question. Because I think what people are missing is the confidence to move that thing forward, to push that thing forward. And so if you already have the vision in you, God put it there for you for a reason, right? It just didn't happen and land on you like, oh, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's there for you to do, right? And so just be confident. I think confidence is key, right? Know what you know and put that thing out. Put it out. You could always fix it. You could always make it better, and you will always make it better. If you seen my first soap that I've ever made and you look at it today, it's like, ooh, girl, you came a long way. You know what I mean? But you could always fix things, but you can't always get your time back. That's the one thing you can't get back. So if you feel it, do it. And you don't want to see somebody else do the thing that you had a vision to do, and they banking off of it, and you sitting here like, I'm struggling. You wouldn't be struggling if you had the confidence to get out there and put it out there. Again, it may not be perfect. Everybody's waiting on this perfect thing, and everybody's saying, I'm a perfectionist. That's an excuse. Being a perfectionist is a way to give yourself an excuse, some cushion, some reason to prolong you putting the thing out. That's all it's doing, right? put the thing out and fix it along the way. You could fix it. You could make up for what's not right. But if you keep on waiting and then when you think it's right, you put it out and then you get criticism, you're not going to know how to handle it because you called yourself perfecting it. And since you were perfecting it now and somebody sees something wrong with it, now that's going to be a blow to your self-esteem, right? Put that thing out. You have the confidence, you could tweak anything.
That part right there. And people love a glow up. Nikki, Blk Sunflower is nothing but a glow up story. I remember my first candles that I put out, how I packaged them. I was actually about to post today. I had my stack of US, and I still love me a good USPS box or USPS box. Like, don't sleep on them. Everyone's like, oh, I need my pretty packaging. I was like, I need to save money. So y'all can keep doing that. But in this picture, not only did I have the USPS boxes, I had the priority tape wrapped around them. I didn't even buy my own tape. I remember like getting newspapers and crinkling them in there, and even just my packaging, my style of candles, to switching my boxes out. Everything was a glow up. Everything was an evolution, and people love seeing that. People love seeing, oh wow, this person is really going. People love being a part of the journey. So as you're sitting here trying to be a perfectionist, everybody else just wants you to put it out. When I used to train, I was in that being scared of putting product out there, and somebody told me that if God gave you a gift and you're being selfish by keeping it to yourself and not sharing it with the world. So what you think is fear, or you're scared of what people are going to say, you're really being selfish. Like you said, that vision was brought to you for a reason. It wasn't just something that you just plucked out of the air. I'm like, oh, that looks cool. Like, this was given to you for a reason. This idea was given to you for a reason. Now it's your job to implement that. And when you don't, you're being selfish because this is a gift that was brought to you to share with the world, and you're not sharing it with the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're not sharing it. And then your messaging could be something that somebody needs. And you're not opening yourself up to be the vessel for that message to get through to them. So you're basically telling God doesn't know what he's doing. He, she, however you believe it. You're basically saying that God doesn't know what he's doing, and they put something on you that don't belong to you, and you just not going to do it. And you choosing, you taking this time to say, I'm not going to do it. And so when God sees that, what does God do? He takes it. How many of you guys had talents that you had when you was young and you never used those talents, and now you don't have those talents anymore? If you don't use them, you lose them. God will take them away.
You made excuse me. It just slipped my mind, but it was a really good point you was talking about. It was really good. Oh man, Jasmine, come on. It was so good. Oh well. While I see if this thought can come to my head, do you guys have any questions for us? I'm gonna see if it can like download. If God's gonna give me back my vision because he just took it away that quick, because that's what he does.
Come back.
It'll come back. It'll come back. Gosh, it was so good. And I can't think of nothing else.
Your talents when you were little, taken away.
No, I'm gonna think of it tonight, 12 o'clock, and wake up. Like, Nikki, I remember now.
Right to rest.
I know. But I think just overall, a lot of us need to realize that, one, starting a business isn't for the weak at heart. Like, it takes a lot to run a business. And because you don't have a business or want a business doesn't make you weak. Remember that as well. Having a stable job is comfortable, and some people need that in their life. They need something that keeps them comfortable. But on the other hand, if you have decided that starting a business is for you, and this is something that you really want to do with yourself, you want to make sure that you are not wasting your time. Set shorter timelines. Everyone sets short and long-term goals. I like to set short goals. Okay, this week I'm going to accomplish this. This week I'm going to accomplish this, because I want to make sure, if I say, okay, like I said, in a thing, next year I will launch the vessels. Well, I gave myself a big cushion. I had all year to get it done.
Right.
I never got it done. But if I said within the first 3 months, I'm going to get XYZ accomplished, those are normally the goals that I'm able to achieve. The ones that I've set these short-term, the short-term reach to. But anything that you set long-term, it usually gives too much time for fear and uncertainty to creep in. But if you
And
know,
then yes, the thoughts start, self-talk start coming in, and
Mhm. And the more you stare at it and you analyze it and overanalyze it, here's one thing I've done it quite a few times. I'm not embarrassed about putting out a post with a spelling error or a grammar error. One, guys know I can read and write. Obviously, it was a
clearly,
spelling
yes.
error. Yeah, it was a spelling error. And there are some people who, if they're going to do a post or put out a blog post, yes, definitely proofread it. Definitely make sure that the grammar and everything is correct. But then people will still sit on it for a few days before they launch the thing.
Yeah.
What are you waiting for? Another one that gets me, and I'm pretty sure there are some culprits in here. How many people are in here at this moment that purchased the stuff to start their website, but haven't launched anything? Their website's not even live because they're waiting for their launch date.
Mm.
I need to wait for my launch date. If that is not the biggest cry of I'm scared and procrastinating, I don't know what is. Your number one goal when you have a website is to get that website up as soon as possible. The website does not have to be complete. All you need, a nice little picture about you, coming soon, bam. Having something to direct people to for your business makes a huge difference. People are going to see you as this person has their stuff together, and when they do finally launch, I'm going to take a look because they have a website for me to go to. We're so dependent on social media because it's safe. We're kind of in a sea of everybody else, but once you step out and you have just that website, you're kind of on your own. And so stop. If you, and I say part of this too, because just was it yesterday, I spent all day putting together, I'm going to start doing a YouTube class where I'm going to just show people step by step how to just get your website up and running. It's not going to be your full-fledged website, but your homepage is your base of your website. So you can start collecting those emails, so you can start building your community, so you can start showing people who you are. But yeah, it's super, super important that you stop waiting. What are you waiting for? Right? Let's see. Thank you. Oops. Trish said, I needed this. Thank you. My vision came from my mom's passing. She has always said, why didn't we think of that? We could have branded that. I'm still into jazz. I'm business minded. Yes. Yeah, all the time. And it's not that, why didn't you think of it? You thought of it, but somebody else just executed. And I'm competitive. So I'm just like, you ain't going to get this before me.
Right?
And I am the queen. I collect domain names like Pokemon. I come up with a domain name. I'm like, ooh, GoDaddy got that. Okay, it's mine.
That's right. I'm gonna sell it later.
Yeah, I'll figure it out later. But that's the idea. It's mine. So yes. What legality advice do you have on overthinking? In what way, Trish? Like legality of starting a business? If anything, the biggest easiest thing to do is get insurance first before you do anything. That will ease up a lot of the legalities that you have going on. The next one is when you think of a business name or something, automatically do a trademark search because you do not want to do all that hard work and infringe on anybody's trademark. Those are the two legal things I can think of the top when starting a business. Do you have any other suggestions?
I think, and then make sure that you get everything, all your business straight away, your contract straight away. If somebody's doing, and this is what I got from Joy, she's on Instagram. She says, if you are having anybody do your logos, your graphics, any of that, there is a contract that you want to have with them to let you know they have to sign that these are yours. They don't have anything with that, because if your company blows up, they're going to be like, well, I still own that. I still own those graphics, and they can come for you. There's she was talking about a big lawsuit that's going on now. I forgot the name of the place, but the people did the logo. And so this company, they sold their company for millions. And so now the people who created that logo are now coming to them asking for money. And so legally, she's saying they can get it because legally they own it. So that's what's going on in the legal section.
Sorry, I smell something burning in the kitchen. My son's in there. I'm like, what's
He in there
going on?
cooking. He making macaroni and cheese.
Like I said, make sure you have insurance. Yes, Simone. Yes, the NDA. Yeah, NDA is super important as well too. A lot of times we have family and friends that come in the beginning, like, oh, I just want to help things and that. you told you can start as a DBA. So as long as you have the first official, like your actual company established, then you can establish DBAs under that, but you need an actual company, whether it's your sole proprietorship or LLC. If you're starting a candle company, I highly recommend a LLC because once again, that separates the responsibility from you and your business. We are selling people fire. We're selling fire. So with that being said, we want to make sure that we are protected. Yes, those were good questions. I like those. Do you guys have any more questions that you can think of? I hope that you guys were able to get something good from this and that you feel attacked. Yes, I do want you to feel a slight bit attacked because sometimes we all just need that reminder that we got it. We definitely got it. We just need to make use of what we got instead of just putting it to the side and letting it waste, because we're wasting a lot of talent. This is a perfect example. How many times do you see somebody like, man, that's so much talent wasted, or they could be doing so much more? Or I remember when they used to dance, like you said, when you were a child, they used to dance, they'd be so good. And you don't want to be that. You don't want to be that person. I want you guys to be the best versions of yourselves. I was telling people, oh, Jazz, I want to be like you. I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be better than me. That's why me and Nikki are on here now, teaching you the things that we learned and the mistakes that we made, so you can bypass and like weave your way through those. Yeah. And yes, you're going to make some more of your own mistakes, and that's how it is. But our goal is to try to make things a little bit easier for everyone. Yes. Anything that you want to finish off with, and then introduce how people can find you and everything like that.
Definitely. Well, I wanted to come back a little bit with the website. When you were saying just get the website, you need. Okay, so the importance of you having a website legitimizes you, right? Because if you are on Instagram, you're all over the place and you're talking about these things and you're talking, but you have nowhere for these people to go. They're just lost in the sauce, right? So they're just floating around. How are they going to then know to come when you are ready to load up your website? They're not going to know. So you need to maximize on when you have their attention, because you're not, and we're so like, we think that everybody is going to want what we have, right? Nobody cares about what you have. Honestly, and it's a harsh reality, they don't care about your thing. They really don't. And so they looking at it, it seemed interesting when they seen it, but if they come across it again, they may just scroll past it, right? And so while you have them, you want to grab them. Right. And how else could you grab them? Like Jazz was saying, you could have your website. You could even have a landing page and say that it's coming soon. That way you could capture their emails and then you can engage them further through the emails, and you don't have to depend on social media to find these people, because once they're gone, they're gone. People's attention is like this. We're in a microwave age right now. They want quick information. They want quick products. They want quick everything right now. And by you taking all this time to perfect your product and perfect your business and to load up your website, while you taking all this time, you losing these people, right? So you said about the knowledge too, right? Knowing something is one thing, but applying it is a whole different animal. You can know all you want. It's only going to sit in your head. If you don't apply it, that means absolutely nothing, you know? So yeah, I want to inspire everybody to, take the leap. You got the website, you got the domain name, put something there. Even if, like Jazz said, if it's a logo, about me, because you already know who you are, right? So about me, and then coming soon, and you could put a date on it or not, but make sure you have like some email marketing there that's going to capture the emails for you. And when you're ready, or when you're updating, you can stay in touch with the people who were interested in your product in the first place instead of losing them. And then starting from scratch and saying, oh, well, people just are not feeling me. No, you lost it.
Yep. Or then another addition to that is that dreaded that launch date that everybody has. You spend so much time focusing on this launch date, and you launch and it's a dud. You know why it's a dud? It's a dud because they had no place to go before. Like you're waiting to launch your website. Like you said, once they're on social media, a lot of times you're going to lose them because it's filled. It's oversaturated with everything. We're so overstimulated with social media that you know how many things, think of it, how many things that you save, like, oh, I really like this, I'm coming back to it, and you never see it again. You save it and you never look at it ever again. It's just like that. But if you were to have a website up and going, not only can you have people funneled into that email list, you can let those people on that email list, you can get ready for your sales. You can put pictures up of your products. You can put the full descriptions, because they're not going to go through everything on your Instagram page to see each individual product, but they will browse through a website. They're not going to, it's like Instagram is window shopping and your website is actually walking through the store. And so you want people at least be able to walk through your store and see what's going on. So yeah, I love that piggyback. I love that piggyback.
Yeah. And you warm them up, because then when you launch, you're launching to a full house as opposed to an empty cold house, right? You're launching, and this is what I tell my people in Coffee with Nikki, you want to pack the club. How are you going to pack the club? You only could pack when people are packing the club and they promote, and remember street teams, remember flyers on your windows, remember, text messages, all those things that they're doing in order for you to get to that place. They have attractions and things like that. You have to do the same thing with your product. A lot of people get disappointed and get pissed off. Oh, well, my launch didn't work out. But how did you promote yourself? Oh, I didn't promote. Well, then what did you expect?
Because we think that everybody wants what we have. People don't care about what we have. We have to make people care.
Right. And we not Beyonce dropping at midnight and everybody breaking the internet. We not there.
No,
we're not there. So you got to make sure that when you get these people attention, that you capture them and that you start engaging with them. So if you get them on your email list, now you can start telling them a little bit about yourself. Now you can start filling them out and see what kind of stuff they like. Maybe they want a different size. Maybe you don't offer that size. Maybe that's a good idea. You never even thought about that. Maybe they want a different scent, and maybe you just have florals and they don't care about florals. So they said, oh, can you do some sweet smells? That sweet smells really get me whatever. Maybe you want to mix the sweet with the floral or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But you could get that feedback, and so they're engaging with you. So when you're ready, they're excited too, because you've been engaging them for so long. They're like, oh, I can't wait to see, and she listened to me. Oh, I can't wait. And so you have people that are enthusiastic about what's to come, as opposed to a lot of you guys are launching, saying I'm launching, and just depending on this social media to be the thing that's going to help you. And it's not, because once they're gone, they're gone. And those people that engage with you, you're never going to find them again, unless you do like a Facebook ad. But that's another thing. That's Jazz's thing, not mine. But you could retarget those people who watched your reels and things like that. But if you're not doing that, and if you're not putting any money into your advertising budget or anything like that, then what are you expecting when you launch? And so it's not about you as a person in your business, right? Because it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with how you are trying to acquire these people. Because if they're not there, it's not you because you have bad business ethic. They're not there because you didn't engage them.
Right. And let's speak about engagement, because you are amazing at this. Every morning, Monday through Friday, you do Coffee with Nikkie. I was like, we should do Coffee with Nikkie while Jazz sips tea, right?
I love that.
We'll do it one time. But the reason you do it is not only, yes, you love engaging with your audience, but how else are you going to keep your audience engaged with you? Because people initially, once again, they don't care. They really could care less about what we're selling. They're going to buy to support it mostly because of you. And they're going to keep buying it because of you. And so can you tell people a little bit, I think I was subject to it as well. I'm only on StreamYard because of you, honestly. The fear of going live. The fear of going live, overcoming that fear, because I think that's a big, what's the word I'm looking for?
Hurdle.
Yeah, it's a big hurdle for most people, but it's also a major way to grow your business and keep the engagement and grow. Let's just ask, how can you build your engagement once you already started your business? Let's talk about going live and just how beneficial it is for a business.
Going live is going to be one of the biggest. I know people like, I don't feel comfortable in front of the camera. I'm so this, I don't want to talk. I don't want to do this. But let me tell you something. We are in a day and age where everybody is on their phone. Everybody has access to what's going on. They don't want to read a whole long story about what you got in your caption. They want to be able to ask their question, get it done, get it done quickly. So when you're going live, you're able to engage with your people. They're able to see that you're a real person. They're able to see that, I could trust trust this person, because when you're on live, you're building that know, like, and trust factor, right? And so if you don't build that up and you just think that you could do it through your products, again, people could care less about your product. They care about the interaction that you have with them. They care about how you're selling your products. Maybe it's about self-care. Maybe it's about, loving yourself, and people don't know that, right? Because there's been times I've been live with people and I'm thinking that their brand was one way, and that's totally not what their brand is all about. Their brand had a deeper meaning. I'm like, well, how would anybody ever even know that if you never even said it? I would never know that this is what that was for. You know what I'm saying? And on your own live, you're able to say these things, right? I'm not saying you got to tell your whole life story, but I'm saying whatever is, that goes with your business, and you could say that, right? But people won't know unless you tell the story. Your story is all about that's how you're going to be connected to the people. So you're going to have to step outside of fear and just go ahead and do it. Am I nervous every time I get on live? Yes. I feel like I need to have all my notes the way I need to say it, because I don't want to miss something. And and so I feel like I got to do that in order for me to stay on track. I don't, because most of the times I never even use the notes, right? But it's me, because I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to get stuck. I don't want to stutter. I don't want to do this. I want to make sure. Just do it. You got to, because that's where the people are. The people are on social media. Your people, you're going to find them on social media. What time on earth has it ever been where you could get in front of all of these people for free? This is free.
In your pajamas. In your pajamas.
I'm putting on my pants right now.
Hey, I got pajamas on, pants on too. Pajamas on, pants on. And here's the thing, Nikki, you were talking about having your notes, not fear and stuttering. My mind thinks 100 miles an hour. I lose my words all the time. I just go with it. I'm not like, oh my God, I'm nervous now. Like, turn off the camera. I skipped over words. I said the wrong thing. Like, it's none of that. We're human. We're human, and people love that transparency. People love to see, okay, well, this person is just like me. This person, like, she ain't got nothing special. And I hope it encourages people like, yes, I'm special, but I'm not special at the same time. Right. Like, I'm special, but I'm not special. Like, everybody has that thing to make stuff work. Another fear that I think people have of going live is, once again, what other people are going to say. But I think people tend to forget that it's not like we're on Twitter. It's not like we're, in certain depends, some here and there, TikTok people can be harsh here and there, but a majority of time, the people that follow you, they're following you because they like you. And then if out of that whole stream of people that you have going on, giving you compliments and saying these nice things and encouraging you, and you only continuously pick out the negative, all you got to do is block them, people. You got to block them. You cannot please everybody. There's always going to be somebody that's upset, that doesn't like something about you, the way you do it, the way you talk, the walk, the way you speak, whatever. Who cares? I say, if they are not going to be at your funeral, then what are you worried about? If it's somebody who's not going to show up at your funeral, why are you stressed out over them? So stop being afraid of what people are going to say when you go live. When you
don't even know them.
Don't even know them. They probably don't even like themselves. Okay? Like, if they really are taking the time to come on and say something bad or mean to you when you're just trying to share your passion, they probably don't even like themselves. And bless their hearts, I hope that whatever they're going to, especially right now, people are going through a lot of stuff right now. And so I find myself being a lot more graceful with the crap. I don't get too much of it, but it's like, I can see, okay, I'm not going to let you faze me because I don't know what's going on. Your pet rabbit might have just croaked. I don't know. But what I do know is that I'm here for a reason. And I know that when I go live, it raises my engagement. Like, that's what happens. Those times where you are not as consistent, I see a difference in my business. Because just as we said, everything is coming so fast, so quick. As much as you think people are going to remember you, no, people are going to forget about you like this. People are going to continue until you scroll back across the screen. People are going to continuously forget, and it's your job to continuously remind them. I don't post as much, and I take not posting as much, going live in lieu of that. I'm sure that it's helped some. It would really help if I posted more, but I think my lives, because they keep showing up almost similar to like reels, really helps with my engagement and keeping that up there. So I opted out. I was like, hey, if I can't post all the time, I can at least go live here and there and make things work.
That's right. And then you could fill in the time because you answering questions and people, you answering it quickly. They don't have to wait until you come back on social media. It's a whole process, but you got to be persistent and you have to be consistent. You have to show up. I show up 9 a.m. every morning, like Jazz was saying. I show up 9 a.m. every morning because my community is dependent on me to be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. Am I there every morning? No, sometimes life happens. I need a break, whatever, right? Things happen, but they know that they could depend on me to be there, right? Do I do the same thing with my company? No, I'm not. I'm not on live all the time, but I do jump in before I'm launching a product or before I'm doing something because I want their feedback. What do they want? What scents do you want? What look should I do? I'm really asking, engaging with them because they're looking at me like, oh, she really listened. And if I'm listening to them when they tell me what they want from a product, how many companies are doing that? They can't go to bigger companies and say, this is what I want. Can you make this? Can you do this? Can you put, I want it to smell like roses. Can you do that? The larger companies aren't engaging with their customers like that because they cannot, right? They're operating at a different capacity. And so we have an opportunity, and this is a wonderful opportunity. And I want everybody to stop overlooking that. We have a wonderful opportunity here to do this and do it for free. We don't have to set up a focus group and have meetings and have decisions. Okay, now we could change the scent of this body butter, or now we could change the scent of this candle. We don't have to do all of that. We can do all of that. We could pivot right here on the dime, right? We can pivot quickly. We can make the moves we need to make and change so that we can improve our product and improve our engagement. So I would say, about the live thing, just go ahead and do it. And then also, this is one more thing I wanted to add when you was saying it. When you go live, don't sit there and say, I'm waiting for people, because everybody might not be able to catch your live when you jump on, right? But just have that conversation, maybe make some notes perhaps, and just say, these are the things that I'm going to touch on. If people come on in the room and they ask me questions, then I can engage, right? I can interact. But what if nobody comes in the room? If nobody comes in the room, then I'm going to continue to have this conversation as if they are here, right? So I'd be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for joining me. This is Nikki, da 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 da. And I have this product right here. And so I'm thinking, like, what scent should I do? I'm thinking maybe, since it's Valentine's Day coming up, do you think we should do like chocolate, maybe strawberries? I'm just thinking, I'm talking to myself. I'm having a whole conversation with myself. But when somebody watches that replay later, it's going to act like as if it's new. If you're sitting there like, I'm waiting for people to join, I'm waiting, nobody's here, what am I doing? You're doing all of that. Just go ahead and act like they're there. And when you go live, act like there's a whole bunch of people in the room. I don't care if it's 1 or 2 people in the room. Just talk as if you have a room full of people, because that content is going to be seen later. And don't just think
more. It's going to be seen more. Yeah.
And people might go back because they missed something. Maybe you said something profound. They're going to want to see it again. Like, just think about that when you're doing things, when you go live, think about it. Like, you know what? Let me just act as if they're already here, right? We've done a whole thing for my community. We've done Vision Week, right? So everybody, the week before we did our vision board, we did act as if. So whatever it is that you wanted to do, or whatever you wanted to, for your goal, you had to act as if, right? Or do something that would act as if, just maybe a little small thing, just to get yourself into the habit of that happening. So if you know that you're going to go live and you're going to have people in the room, act like you have those people in the room. You know that your end game is to sell the product. Sell the product. It doesn't matter if it's 1 or 2 people in the room. How many comedians or entertainers that get on and they said, I'm going to do my full out show, no matter if I got 1 person in the audience or if I have 1 million people in the audience, I'm going to still do my show the way I do my show, because it gives something. It's going to add something to you. You know what to do the next time and the next time and the next time. And that's only going to make you better. The only way you're going to get better is to actually do it.
Exactly. Woo! Nikki over here preaching. I love it. Daryl said, okay, Jazz, y'all plus God has spoken. All these messages are converging. He's going to make it. He's going to put it in motion. That's what he meant. He's going to put it all in motion. And then as you're speaking it, we actually answered this question. When you don't have many followers and you're going live, none of us started with a lot of followers. I remember
Everybody
going
starts
live.
from zero.
Yeah, I remember like 0, 1, 2, flicker between 1, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 2, 1. But that's the thing. Don't focus on that number. As you continue to give yourself out there and put out quality content, the people will come. People will be engaged. Just like you guys mentioned, that you guys look forward to Coffee with Nikki. That's because she is one consistent and she's giving you guys good information. And that's what gets you guys coming back. And she's not the only one that can do it. We can all do that. We all, like I said, have gifts to share with the world. So it doesn't matter if you have 0 people on that live. You keep doing that live because more people are going to see that after the fact. It's not always about how many people you had in the live with you. I look back on some of my lives and the numbers have skyrocketed because people watch it and they watch it again and then they'll share it and then they tag it. So the only thing I wish about Instagram with Periscope, you used to be able to share a live out, like when somebody went live to everyone on your list. As to now, you have to pick and choose who you want. The other one, you can notify everyone, and that used to bring people in like crazy. So, but in general, Lori says she continues the live, right? And you can repurpose that content. I haven't done much of it lately, but I'm not sure you guys realize you can download your lives out of Instagram and you can edit that video down and make additional clips out of them. So you can go ahead and throw that Instagram live into a transcriber and transcribe that and post it into a blog. There's so many different ways you can utilize that content. So you already scheduled this time to talk about whatever you're going to talk about. Just continue doing it. Right.
And put yourself on a schedule that if you started, let's say, I'm gonna do 1 time a week, maybe I'll go twice a month, maybe I'll schedule that time out and stick to the time that you set out for yourself. And that way you can tell your people that you're going to go live. That way they know, which means, okay, so I got the notification. I know that you're about to go live. You give them a heads up that you're about to do it instead of you just like, surprise. You know what I mean? If you
That's me. I'm the surprise. I'm here. That's me. But trust me, I have tried to do it your way and I'm going to continue. And my problem is I just go hard. I'm like, you know what? Well, I'm going to do it 3 times. No, Jasmine, try once. Even if I can pick 1 day a month, that is consistent. I need to start there. 1 every other week, that is consistent. But when I do have consistent times, the numbers are better because people know when to expect you. So it does make a huge difference. I think we said bye like 30 minutes ago.
We did. And then, I just be talking a lot. I got a lot to say sometimes.
I know. And it's always so good. So I have to actually run, but I want to make sure we don't have any additional questions. I did see somebody post up here, and I hope you're still in here, Simone. You asked what fragrance companies do I suggest? I'll be honest right now. There's a handful of really good ones. In all honesty, I don't know of a bad fragrance company. Let me just say that. I don't know of a bad one. I would pick whatever's closest to you right now that has good sense because shipping is expensive and I'd be trying to save money. I pick suppliers that are closest to me.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah, there's certain places that I love what they provide, but I was like, I'm not paying that extra shipping when I have this one right around the corner. So I would honestly find a company that has not only fragrances that's closer to you, but that are within your price range. Like, don't just feel you have to pick because there's quality fragrances in every single range. Don't break the bank trying to get the most luxurious fragrance you can find because things are rough right now, but you can still make a quality candle with, I'll say pretty much anyone. What are your suggestions on that, Nikki?
I would suggest that depending on what you're using the fragrance oil for, that's where the quality is going to come in because some scents will thrive in Bath and Body and not in a candle and some vice versa, right? So depending on what you're using, I would say test and see what works best for you. And again, I do like Jazz does. I shop by what's close to me because I'm able to alleviate the shipping and just pay for the gas, but that it still works out.
He said for a candle. I mean, I could tell you to do, who is it? makesy, they're expensive, I don't know what, but they have really quality fragrances. I can tell you do Candle Signs. Their fragrances aren't as expensive and they have a lot of really good ones as well.
And the Flaming Candle is another one.
Yeah, Flaming Candle is another good one. And then I could also throw out 1617. Their fragrances are amazing, a little bit more on the pricey side, but their fragrances are good. So it really just depends on what you're looking for and what you're trying to spend. But I'll be honest with you, just like we were talking about earlier with wax, there's really not much of a difference. It's more of the experience you're trying to harbor, and whatever you're testing right now, just stick to it. Stop trying to test everything. Don't stop trying to test everything. If you found something that works, but then you heard somebody say something else, just stick to what you got.
Yeah, so, I agree.
Yeah. So I think that's good for the day. I think this is amazing. I appreciate it. The little intermission in the beginning because I was super, super early, but that's okay.
I love the way you said it. Intermission, yes.
Right. But we digress. You didn't tell people where they can find you, what all you actually offer, because I definitely want you guys to go check out Bubble Babez University. Just you go to take the stage.
All right, so you guys can find me at Bubble Babez, that's Babez University on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. I'm on TikTok too. So you can find me on social media as Bubble Babez University. You can also do the same on YouTube. I am live every morning, Monday through Friday. Well, not every morning, every weekday morning, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm on for Coffee with Nikki, your daily cup of information and inspiration. And you can also find me at BubbleBabezUniversity.com. We have an honor society where it's an all access membership where you have access to previous lives that we did with guests. We had Jasmine as a guest. You also have classes in there, free interactive classes. We have a community. We just added a accountability group, so we call it the GIST group. And so we're going to be meeting twice a month just to make sure that you stay on goals. Remember, Jazz was saying about setting those long goals and then, you know, getting discouraged in between. So we actually hold each other accountable for the short-term goals and celebrate the wins along the way and encourage and don't judge. So that's what we have going on over there. Also, we have sugar scrub classes, wax frosting classes if you're interested in doing dessert candles and melts, and also body butter classes. So those are the 3 classes that I do have to learn how to make a product.
Perfect. So like I said, if you guys want to learn how to make the products, the candles, all that, you head over there, because this is not my way. It's not, can I do it? Yes. But I feel that life's about doing what you love. And I love teaching about business and marketing. And Nikki enjoys the creative. I would done custom wax out because I moved too slow and got distracted and it seized up and now I can't do anything with it. Like that would be me. Not for me, but that's all Nikki. And she does an amazing
stuck in
job.
The piping bags.
Oh yeah. I would get so distracted. I would go get something to eat and then everything would be solid and I'll just throw it all away. So I don't do it. I actually saw a picture of when I first, and I didn't even research it. I made wax crumbles on accident, and I just found a picture. I was going to make a strawberry shortcake candle, and this is before I didn't join any groups or I didn't know anything about it, but I remember I didn't do it because it was a pain in the butt. So with that being said, you guys, I appreciate you for coming on and watching. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and for that we are thankful. I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope you spend this next week actually implementing. I want you to do something. Instead of thinking, I need you to do, because the last thing you want is to sit there and let your dreams pass you by and let somebody else take heed to what is supposed to be yours. So with that being said, peace out. I hope everyone has an amazing day. Bye-bye.